Jodi Picoult says writer's block is a luxury she's never had time for. She's written over 30 bestsellers, selling 40 million copies worldwide. So how does she do it differently? In this video, we're diving into her writing routine, how she researches, writes daily, and never loses momentum. If you've ever struggled with writing motivation, what she says might just change how you approach your own stories. Jodi Picoult is very successful in having written so many different books that have become New York Times bestsellers, and her work has been translated into 34 languages and is sold in 35 countries, making her a global storyteller. She's known for tackling controversial and moral dilemmas in her novels, and they explored complex issues with deep emotional impact. Some of her most famous books include My Sister's Keeper, 19 Minutes, and The Pact. Picoult's storytelling is thought-provoking, immersive, and deeply researched, as you'll learn more about here shortly. So how does she do it? Number 1, research takes more time than writing. Before Jodi Picoult even types the first sentence, she's already 85 to 90% done with her research because for her, accuracy is everything. She's not just Googling facts, she fully immerses herself in her subjects. She lived with an Amish family for a week for plain truth. She spent a day in jail to understand incarceration with The Pact, shadowed a wolf expert who actually lived with a pack for lone wolf, observed a real cardiac surgery for harvesting the heart, even went ghost hunting for second glance. And if you're wondering how she gets experts to help, she says she pesters them until one of them agrees. In 30 years, she's only had one person turn her down. So why this works for her is her books feel real because they are real. Every detail is backed by deep research. She avoids inaccuracies, which she hates finding in other books, and this is how you could use that. Even if you're writing fantasy, ground your world in real research. Get hands-on experience when possible. It will make your story richer. Don't be afraid to reach out to experts. Most people love talking about their field. Number 2 is structured yet flexible writing. Picoult treats writing like a full-time job. She writes for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, but her days might look different. She said in an interview, "The reality is that there is no such thing as a standard day." And I think that's really important to think about. So the days that I'm doing research are very different from the days that I'm promoting a book, and those are different from the days that I'm actively writing a book. So her process, she starts each day by rereading and editing the previous day's work. She doesn't stress over word counts. She focuses on finishing sections, not hitting daily numbers. Some scenes flow fast, like a trial scene that pours out over 50 pages, while others, like an emotional confrontation, take an entire day just to write a few pages. She also writes fast because she had to. Raising kids taught her to write in 20-minute bursts at swim lessons, in the car, or waiting at school pickup. So why this works for her, it keeps momentum going without feeling restricted by word counts. It allows her to stay immersed in the story without overthinking. And how you could potentially apply this is not to obsess over daily word goals, focusing on finishing scenes instead, or try writing in short bursts. You don't need hours to make progress. Number 3 is she doesn't believe in writer's block. Picoult is brutal when it comes to writer's block. She calls it a luxury she never had time for. Her approach? Just write. Pretty simple, right? I think sometimes as writers, we overcomplicate things for the fun of it. But Jodi says, when you only have 20 minutes, you write. Whether it's garbage or it's good, you just do it and you fix it later. She believes people just have too much time to worry that you're not going to get it right. So why this works for her? Writing is a job. She treats it like one. No waiting for inspiration. Time constraints force her to be productive instead of procrastinating. How you could potentially do this is to set time limits and just start writing. Even bad words are better than no words. Stop waiting for a perfect moment to write. It doesn't exist. So what about you? Do you believe in writer's block, or do you push through no matter what? Let me know in the comments. Number 4, she recognizes the boost writing gives her. Picoult doesn't write on weekends, except when she does. If she's in the middle of a chapter, she sneaks up to her office because stopping mid-momentum, not happening. She also starts a new book the day after finishing the last one. She never lets herself lose the habit. Writing is essential to her mental well-being, and she recognizes that. If she doesn't write for a few days, she gets cranky, and her kids joke that they have to share her with fictional characters. Why this works is writing isn't just work, it's a part of her identity. It keeps the momentum going so she never feels stuck. How you can use this. Even if you don't write daily, create a consistent habit. If stopping makes it harder to restart, minimize long breaks. And a fun fact along these lines, Picoult says she doesn't write for readers. She writes to answer her own questions. Every book starts with a curiosity she wanted to explore, not what's trending in the market. So I think that helps to maintain her passion as well. Number 5 is book production and managing overlapping projects. So Picoult writes a book in 9 months. She says, I don't know why it takes me the same amount of time to deliver either a book or a baby, but there you have it. At any given time, she's touring for one book, editing another, writing a new one, and she plans years in advance. So now she probably already knows what she's writing in 2027. Though she used to publish one book per year, she now prefers one every 2 years to keep things balanced. And why that works for her, it keeps her pipeline full without feeling overwhelmed. It gives her plenty of time to research and edit each book. And how you could potentially use this: if you're juggling multiple projects, set clear timelines, plan ahead so you're never stuck wondering, what do I write next? My final thoughts: if you want to build a sustainable writing career, her approach is proof that discipline beats inspiration every time. If you liked this breakdown, check out my video on Hemingway's writing routine. His process was completely different, but just as effective. Thank you so much for watching, and happy writing. Bye!